Friday.
Good morning. Your man out here, Support District Radio. It's your girl, Ziza Jokes.
Hello.
Jay Jones, I see you filming over there texting.
What up?
Tune in, download the app, or actually go to supportdistrictradio.com.
Welcome to my world. Drop. Welcome to our world. We live to love, to loathe, to laugh and like. Seasons change as time flies, alright. High on melodic frequencies, I survive. Kneeling on the cloud, I see my light, don't let me drop. Welcome to our world. A bowl of sobriety and hell, life at its finest. I'm so overly obsessive with the passion reminded. Like an accident time will leave you stuck in confinement. I've been in and out of this game maze, Matrix Monopoly. I done pit pass go. They been on me property, and Mr. Anderson and Neo never seem to have privacy. But fuck a blue and a red pill, rather rose than med kill. Still switch my schedule till I stay up ahead until I drop.
She was unapologetic and really out there
She's
talking about the details.
Yeah, her daughters too.
Yeah, that's when a lot of people went left on her. Like she got her daughters involved. She was, I mean, she was like, I did it for
that money.
That's what she said. She was like, I did it for the money. Like there was no other. I did it for the money.
And the university got plenty of it, man, because they're basically pimping these athletes,
hustle.
man.
Right?
People out
For
there,
their time, they're not paying these kids either, man.
They're
And
not.
you think about,
They're making millions off
think
it.
about like, is it the Superdome? Superdome fits so many people, man, pack into that place to see
Is it too
sporting
much?
events. Any of those college arenas, man, are crazy, massive, man.
They got like 100,000 fans for the
Come
college
on,
football,
man.
for the football game. Yeah.
Just for football and basketball.
Penn State,
And they're not
They're
paying
not
these.
getting nothing. They can't
All
even
that money
accept
goes to the
anything.
university, man.
That's why they stopped making the EA Sports the football game because they wanted the players was
Like
getting
these kids
money.
can't get
Really?
jobs.
It was with was it Ed O'Bannon because of the NCAA basketball game. He was at a friend's house, and one of his friends was like, "Oh, my kid was playing with your team on the game," and he was like, it's like 10, 15 years later, and he's like, "What?" And so he see the game, but he hadn't got no checks because they're using his likeness.
No royalties.
Oh,
No
wow.
royalties. So
They're using
he
all
sued,
of them.
and he won. It was a long fight, but he won, and so they stopped making the NCAA game. They stopped making the football game too. Like it was like 2 years ago, and they stopped making the game because they were using these kids' likeness. So like now they got to stop because they don't want to pay them
I feel like they
because
should
legally.
give them something.
Yeah, no, I mean they do. Like in their scholarships, there are things like they get their little stipends and stuff. But like I know some like ASU, some of these kids, they the football team, like they'll get their money and they'll spend it on Jordans, the new thing now, the hover scooters, and just material stuff, and then they can't eat 2 weeks later because they don't have enough groceries, and now they gotta wait 2 more weeks though until they get this little stipend thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different subject, and a whole different topic. You give these babies, even with the professional athletes, like so you get these kids who graduate from college, and all of a sudden, man, they don't graduate from college, but they get drafted into one of these leagues. You're giving a kid who's basically eating ramen noodles every single day, trying to struggle and make it through college. You're giving this kid now millions of dollars, and you're like, hey, congratulations. I think these kids gonna go out and buy their jewelry and their cars and their club turning up and be like, he signed a $98 million contract just 3 years ago. How's he broke today? Because these kids didn't even have financial literacy. They had none. You're just giving them baby money, man. Y'all poor, terrible. Or they were born to poor families who it was impossible for them to teach, that kind of financial responsibility, man. So they're not giving these kids any.
But a lot of them are offered the class. So like I know at ASU, like I know because I know people that they're offered a class on how to manage money because it's a big thing now. So
Right. Didn't they stop?
Now back then it was way different, but now like they offer a class like of how to manage money, how to budget.
Okay.
It's up to the kids to listen. Now the next gen, so I think this generation of kids are going to be better, obviously better than the previous because they won't be up on. You ever see the ESPN 30 for 30 broke? It's off the Andre Rice, a whole bunch of people, and it's just like how they blew through all of that money. These kids now they won't go through that if they take heed to that, to that history of what happened. But if they don't listen and they just want to get caught up on the next trends and they're chasing all this material stuff, then then they're gonna have the same problem.
It's like your man.
They'll be broke in 3 years.
I can't even think of the actual player, but I saw the thing posted on Facebook where the kid from one of the major sports teams, it just sounded like a $48 million contract extension, tried to go into one of the one of those high-end shops to purchase a Rolex, and he wouldn't even let him in. Called the cops on him, all of this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, after the police show up, they go at the kid. Who are you? Question him about his car. What are your intentions here? He's like, identifies himself.
Yeah.
I'm an NBA professional. I've been playing for this team for a couple years. Stuff. Okay. They go into the shop and tell him,
Yeah.
oh, this is the kid from da da da. And the people in the shop were still like, nah, I need y'all to stick around just in case something jump off. You know what I mean? So they still didn't trust him.
Wow.
So this kid's still like, but people on the internet are so crazy. They're like, oh, the shop owes him an apology and blah, blah, blah. And he issued an apology, so everybody should just get over it.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is this, and I said, what does this kid need a Rolex for anyway? And they're like, oh, you're only saying it because you can't afford a Rolex. Man, if I had $48 million, you know what I would do with my money? I won't be buying a Rolex. I'd start my own watch company. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I need a Rolex?
But then it's like you said, they're kids that come from nothing.
Man. Yeah,
they come from nothing, then all of a sudden they get it. Like, you can't,
unless
unless they got good people around them and they have a good, solid foundation. Of course, they're going to spend a little something. Car, jewelry, house, clothes, shoes, whatever their little thing is to feel like they, showing off that they made it. But there should always be a time when they're like, okay, I got all this stuff, but that stuff isn't gonna appreciate over time.
Right.
Like car losing value as soon as you drive it off the lot.
Exactly.
So I should have leased it. They were like, dang, next one I'm gonna lease it. I'm gonna lease my next Ferrari. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would get a Lambo. This is cashed out. Well, lease your next one because you're probably not gonna drive it that much because you're traveling. So you know what I'm saying? So you'll be. It's just so many things to it. Like, and it's crazy because watching, seeing all those stories and then watching the show Ballers on HBO. They talk about some of those details, and like The Rock is like a money management guy because he used to play, blew a lot of money, did all this, and now he retired, and he's like trying to teach these younger guys. He's like, lease. That's the first thing he said. He like leased that car. He's like, did you lease it? And the first one guy, he didn't. And then the next guy he knows, he's like, yeah, I leased it. This one is leased because you got to learn. It's like you're traveling so much, or you letting other people drive the car. Like you're not gonna use all of that, and it's just waste of money to spend $500,000 on a car, and you're not gonna have any value from it in 2 or 3 years because they're gonna make a new one. Yeah. They're gonna make a new body style in 2 years, and you're gonna want that one.
Is that why they stop recruiting NBA players straight out of high school?
It might be part of the reason, but I think some of it was just like maturity, and then some of the failures of some of those guys, like Kwame Brown and Ed Curry. Like it was just like you're putting them out there so early, like. That they had promising careers and promising futures, and now it's just like they were big busts. They weren't ready mentally properly.
The kids got to be ready. They have to have the right people around them. Like you look at some kids who like you mentioned a lot of really really good high school prospects like Kwame Brown, like Eddie Curry, like some of these other people were incredible in terms of talent, and then they got into the NBA is a completely different game.
Yeah.
I always feel LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. These are like. These kids are just exceptions to the rule, and they're always exceptions to the rule. But I almost feel like, looking at a Kobe, for instance, Kobe was playing overseas already professionally prior to getting over here. Those leagues are professional leagues over there. So Kobe was already, he was already used to playing with, that caliber of talent. And people are like, oh, it's not like an NBA caliber of talent. That's like baloney. If you ever watch the Olympic Games, and you understand that some of these folks can ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, oh, just because they ain't in the NBA, they can't play. Nah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So, but he had the right people around him too. So his dad was a former NBA player and blah. So he had, at least people to steer him in the right direction in terms of his mentality, right? In terms of his mentality early on.
Yeah.
But so it's about surrounding yourself with the right people too.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing. Because then a lot of guys you can't tell them. Certainly you're not gonna be able to tell them anything. Just think about it. Like, so you just all of a sudden got rich. How many people, you know what I'm saying? People can try to get in your ear.
Tell me nothing.
I was already spent my money.
I mean, so it happens and it's unfortunate.
They say it's already gone.
It's unfortunate because it's a lot of the. That's why Jay-Z. It's so many layers to this, but it's like that's why Jay-Z got into being an agent because he was like he saw so many people talk about athletes. Oh, this dude spent his money in 3-4 years. Now he broke and can't. Now that's his fault. He's a dummy for doing that. And then nobody ever talks about the agents. And the agents are just sitting back like, I got my 15%, so
I did not
tried to tell him. Yeah.
AJ's on the tape.
Yeah, he got Robinson Cano.
They're brokering the deal.
Really?
He got a few baseball players. I think Des Bryant signed with his thing with Rock Nation Sports, and I want to say Kevin Durant.
Wow.
Could be wrong, but I want to say Kevin Durant is part of them or something. I think he was trying to get Kevin or something.
Yeah, courting the program.
Yeah, I think he was courting it, but yeah, he has some top notch athletes.
I'm surprised Master P.
He making sure that they get paid. Master P is too.
He is too?
He started doing it before.
He was the first one.
Yeah, he
Get
started doing it
out.
before.
He was the first rapper to.
Before Jay. Yeah, which is smart, man. Take that money and do something else with it.
Yeah,
you know.
You can, and it's not even about the 10 or 15 or 20%. Like it's for them to make sure that they can teach the athletes to set themselves up financially.
That's what's up.
So, I mean, they'll take their, they're gonna take their check. Of course, they're not gonna
Exactly.
waive their fee, but,
Right.
but they teach
I
them
take
how to manage their money.
14%. Now I'm gonna take 15 like the other dude.
But they gonna teach them how to manage their money and how to
and
have
make sure you ain't poor in 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So-
you're not just gonna be rich, you're gonna be wealthy.
Right.
Family money. So it's a lot of lessons in. Like, give the kids the option. They can have a history thing. You can go to college if you want to dive deep into history, though, and you can spend 2 to 4 years doing that deep
Yeah.
in history. You can, be a history buff and read on your off time in high school, but they should be the curriculum, the core
Yes.
should be how to manage your money,
I
how to
believe
start
so.
a small business. They don't got to teach them how to run a billion-dollar company, but just teach them how to turn that lemonade stand into a lemonade
That's good.
corner store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
definitely agree. Just like they have a home economics. Remember the home economics class?
Yeah,
when they
home
taught
ec was
you-
like a big deal,
you
right?
know,
Yeah.
But they taught you little small things like balancing a
Yes.
checkbook and that kind of a thing. I agree.
I think that should be
I also
part.
feel like they should teach kids like law should be a class.
Law. I
Law.
know that's right.
and it's funny. I had a class. My sixth grade teacher, Miss Johnson. Shout out to Miss Johnson. She had us learn how to. Well, we had like our own little city. So in the class, you had your own. It was own community.
Okay.
And we had money that she made up.
Yeah.
And so we would use that. And you could use that to buy things. Like we would have auctions on Fridays. People could bring stuff and auction, or she would have little things you can get. And like if you got into an argument with a classmate, you can sue them. You can
Wow.
pick who you
love
pick who was your lawyer.
it.
And most times they pick the dude that can argue the best or the girl that got the loudest.
You used to be the lawyer.
I was a lawyer.
The lawyer, the principal, the president.
I was a
the
lawyer
mayor.
a lot. And then, but it was so funny. I had got appalled at one of my classmates. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Princess. I don't even
Oh,
remember.
no.
But I remember somebody sued me because we got into an argument. I think we was playing kickball or tetherball. We got into an argument about something, and she didn't like the way that I yelled at her, and I think I said something, called her something stupid, or called her name or something. And she straight sued me. I had to pay. I lost. I had to pay her. My lawyer was terrible.
Wow.
Then
But
my
I
lawyer
remember
said-
that though, and it was.
You had the town public defender.
I remember learning that
That
though,
was-
and it was
that
just
not
like
the class Johnny Cochran.
And it was a little lesson that you had to learn, and that was a cool thing.
Yes,
Like you
I
had to
like
learn.
that.
Yeah, and I had a teacher in 5th grade. We had a little experiment. It was probably like a week long. She was like, "You got to pay rent, your groceries, your gas, and lights, and something else. And like, you have this much money. How you gonna do that?" And
That's
people was
good.
like, "I want to do okay, I'll do that." And I want to go out and do this or whatever we want to do as kids. We thought we'd do.
I like
And she
that.
was like, "Well, that doesn't add up. Like, you
Yeah.
had to learn that little."
Budget that
It was
much.
quick though, so it was
Right.
like you remember it kind of, but it didn't stick
Yeah.
to that. But it was cool though to think back on that. I think they should
Absolutely.
teach that. That should be a
They
part of the
should.
curriculum.
You remember that episode in the Cosby Show when Bill Cosby sat with Theo and he gave him that
Mhm.
money?
That
It's
was the
like,
best
wasn't it?
episode.
He was
Yeah.
like, now you got this money now. You got a girlfriend. 300.
You know, that was actually the very first episode of the Cosby Show.
It was.
That was the absolute pilot,
Was it?
first.
It sure
episode.
was the pilot.
Yeah, that was the very
That's when they had the
first
old
episode,
house.
man.
In the old
But they was in the new
girl.
house when he did that one though. I thought.
I
No.
don't know.
Because I remember he
I don't
moved his stuff
remember.
out of the room. I
Yeah,
thought.
he did.
He's
They moved
done
out of the
so
room, but that was
many-
still like the first episode.
So many of those
Yeah,
episodes.
if you have to go back and look at it, go ahead, Google it.
We gotta look that
YouTube.
up.
It's
I
like the
think
first
so.
episode.
I
Yeah.
thought that was.
It was.
Yeah, I looked at it in recent years. I was like, damn, that was like the first episode.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all, but
Yeah,
y'all
Look for it. Look at it.
you check it out.
YouTube
I
about
got my
it.
Netflix on right here.
Look.
And now it's on Netflix now.
It is.
Yeah, classic shows, man. Classic good stuff.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite Cosby Show episode ever is the Gordon Gartrell episode. Though.
Which
The Gordon Gartrell when Denise made Theo the sweater. The Gordon
Oh
Gartrell.
my
That
goodness,
one
and that
was
sweater all the way down his
amazing.
socks.
Just, just Theo's his reaction was
It was
just
so-
I don't think Theo gets enough credit. Malcolm Jamal Warner, shout out to Malcolm Jamal.
He
I don't think that he
does.
gets enough credit for being like a good actor
Right.
because he stayed in
He's
character.
very good, yes.
He stayed in character through that whole scene. Bill Cosby lost it.
Yeah.
You know, Denise and
They couldn't hold it.
and Vanessa, they were just like they were laughing, but Theo stayed in character, man. He was
I
just
love
like,
it.
"Look at this!
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tucked into my socks."
I
You know,
just
he
watched
like
the episode
stayed,
of
so funny.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air when he was a lawyer on there. He was a little junior lawyer up
Yeah.
under but Uncle Phil was so funny. I was like, "Damn, look at Malcolm Jamal Warner." Like I forgot that because you thought so many of them disappeared.
Right,
But
right.
he was hitting little roles.
Yes, he was. Remember Malcolm and
He had
Ed?
his own,
Yes.
Malcolm and A for a while.
That is so cool.
Yeah, my God,
Yeah.
man.
That was definitely a good episode about money.
Yeah, and it was a good lesson to learn. Like
Very good.
you watch it, like dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You wanna
disagree
play
with
with
the
that
girlfriend
Monopoly,
part though. It's not that much money. Like,
Man, there's a post. It's an Instagram post. It's a picture of 2 wallets, and there's one that's like with no girlfriend, full of money with the girlfriend, and it's basically empty. I think it is empty, and it's true.
No.
You don't think so?
I've been single for
No.
4 years.
really? So you've been saving?
He caked up over here, ladies. How
He has coins.
That's what it means. I'm telling you, like it's a difference. I don't think it.
Really?
Yes, because you go out, you got to do more stuff. Because okay, think about it.
Oh.
You going out, you paying for. You're not just paying for yourself now. If you're a gentleman, you paying for drinks.
We talked
paying
about
for
that
food,
before,
Paying
right?
for entry.
Right, right.
Come on, it's your girl now. It ain't just like some
Yeah,
random shit.
so
I'm
you
like Taco
paying most
Tuesday,
of the
boo, what's
time.
good?
Been losing
You
it.
paying most of the time. You doing that. You paying this and that. Yeah, so it changes.
Unless y'all living together, and then like all the money going into the household.
Then y'all
that's
can
like
split.
totally
Yeah, then y'all can split.
different.
And that's different. Yeah, that's different. 'Cause y'all
I
put money
think
into the
about it. I
house.
think you're right.
Y'all go out. Sometimes together, y'all appeal pay.
What y'all
What that belt do? What that belt?
I don't think that's and then for them to hit you up the head for that bottle.
Right.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, if
bottle
I'm
service
doing
is
that, I
crazy.
better have an experience.
I know that's right.
It
What
better
kind of
be-
experience, Jay Jones?
It better be a great experience. Like I'm Jay Jones. So if I'm paying that much, I'm paying for a service. I'm not just gonna pay $200, $253, whatever it is, just for you to sit a couple bottles down,
Right.
put the little
Nah, it's
lock,
an ice.
put the little lock tops on it,
No, it's an ice though.
and then come back and oh yeah, it's an ice, and then put the
They
little
got
lock
sparkler
on it.
in it for you
And
too.
then, you know, I don't know, like you better be like the bottle
Right.
girl. You my girl for the night. You're me and my
Right.
girl. You
Yeah.
me and my girl
Right.
for the
Yeah.
night.
We
So
should
you
never
gonna
need
no joke.
yeah,
anything.
you at our beck and
Nah,
call. I
one-
raise my hand.
One need for anything.
Yeah.
You gotta have a special kitty VIP for us to just go in.
There you go.
Me, yeah. Like,
That's just how I think.
Right.
Like
that
that
kind
kind
of
they don't
money.
think like that.
Yeah,
They
I
just like,
wouldn't
oh,
say
take my money. I'm just, I'm in the club. Like,
Man.
nah, bro.
Oh, cool. For the club.
for the club. Though. Look, I got invited to the club one night, right, by some of my colleagues back east, or some of my employees, right, back east. So they were like, "Oh, it's Champ's birthday, blah blah." His name wasn't Champ. I'm just substituting names. If you know the story, don't take it personal. If you were a part of the story back east, but he's like, "Yeah, it's Champ's birthday, man. Come on." I'm like, "Bet." Now I'm the boss. I got money. You know, they making hourly wage. I'm making a salary. It's all good. But I go in and I'm expecting, you know, to spend some money. I go in, I buy drinks is what I do when I hit the club. Back in the day, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I was crazy with my money too, no financial responsibility. So I go in, drinks on me. God, you drink, everybody gets a drink. You know, I'm playing Oprah at the bar. Boy, they got a VIP section that's set up. I don't do VIP. You know, I can get into any VIP, but I'm like, I didn't come here to sit in some VIP and look important.
Yeah, that's my.
I need to get out because the ladies out there.
Yes.
You know, so I need to get out there and mingle and blah. So I go out. I'm like, end of the night, I come back. They're like, "Oh yeah, we gonna split the bill in the middle for all the bottles we done popped." Are we? You know what I mean? I
said,
ain't
"Are
drank
we?"
none of this stuff, right?
Right.
So the bill ends up being, man, like they end up getting like 3 bottles. It's like $600.
That's too much.
3 bottles for 3 bottles of
That's right.
Ciroc. I'm like, what is it? Redberry, raspberry, Burberry, Ciroc.
Redberry, Ciroc.
Well, I said it was good, but it wasn't that
I
good.
said bird.
You know what I mean? Like, what was that? Right.
Yeah,
So we all breaking bread, come out of the pocket. I basically spend the majority of the money covering them, and I'm like, dude,
Right.
we could have stopped and got a bottle on the way here and got wasted.
Serious.
We got trashed in the parking lot, and then came in here and drank like 2 drinks.
I can't do
And then, like I said, I'm not knocking those people.
Right.
I'm passing my own judgment and criticism against them now. But I used to get in there and spend money like that. But now I can say, because a lot of people, we talked about, somebody said off air, we talking about somebody spending so much money on something. Somebody be like, you only think like that because you don't got it to spend like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I know how to manage my money, so I can.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live above my means, as my
Yeah.
grandma used to say. Now, if I did have it, and I was going to go ahead, if I was a millionaire and going to go ahead and buy out, you know, have this big night, I'm about a club, me personally.
Right.
Like I'm just party. I party a little different.
There's a
Y'all-
smarter, there's a smarter
Yeah,
way. to
y'all
do
seen the game nights, so I manage. I do
Shout out
it a
to
little
J. Shout out to I see your filming,
I see you.
mastermind of the game
I
nights.
do it a little different. I want people to have an
Yeah.
experience when they're partying with me. I want to be memorable. I don't want it to be just another night at another club with a DJ that is spinning and mixing a song every 30 seconds, so you can't even get into the
Yeah.
groove. Like I went to, I can't even remember the name of the club.
You changing.
Yeah, we went to a club and it was.
You don't know where to do the
worst.
cabbage patch or where to do the
Yeah.
wop. You like, what?
I'm not gonna call out the DJ.
What the deal?
I'm not gonna call out the DJ. I don't know if he was actually one of the tables, but the other DJ was with somebody else in town. It was the worst club experience I've ever had.
Oh, man.
Ever had. It was during Super Bowl. Paid a little extra to get in and was like, I went a little, we was in a little VIP area. It was just like, I'm trying to get to the dance floor. It's too packed to get out there. Because I like to dance. I like to get out there and at least get a little two-step in, a little groove. Because like you said, I don't want to be in a VIP. Like, I'm not one of those dudes. I'm not a VIP. I'm not a pretty boy VIP type dude. Nah, I'm out here with the people, man.
Yeah.
Let's get down. Yeah. Let's get down. Make some room on the floor.
Exactly.
I'm about to cut this thing up.
That's what's
You know what I'm saying? Make some room because I'm out here with the people. I'm a real person. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people that think like that. I don't look down my nose at people. I haven't even.
Is it Netflix and Chill song made by like a mainstream artist or like some YouTube?
I don't know if they're mainstream. I have no idea. But I know it's been out there, so I don't know if dude got a deal or not. But
He
it's
probably
out there.
did off that song.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like to think about the times and some people like that. So I blame it on the music.
Yeah, because when music changed, everything else changed.
And that's how it is. It's that influential.
Because
Your art is that influential.
that's real.
If you're an artist out
That's
there,
true. Yeah.
if you're an artist
Like
out
understand that every generation has a soundtrack.
Yes, it does.
And imagine if your voice was a part of the soundtrack for your generation or
Yes.
the future generation. You know what I mean?
Right.
there.
And then the thing that they celebrated was
Yes.
Netflix and Chill.
Yeah. Netflix.
I'm not knocking that song. Shout out to whoever made that song. It might be dope, man. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't even heard it, so I can't knock it. I mean, it could be because good. Now, one thing I want, if good music is, if it's good, it's good.
Right.
Like
right,
some of the
right.
trap music and turn music, if they're good songs. Like I like them. Like one of my favorite songs to just rock out to is T.I. and Young Thug, "All About the Money." Ain't about all about the money. That's my. We play. I'm gonna find a clean and play that. That's my. That song.
Can I tell you what mine is?
What is it?
It's YG right now. Twist my fingers, do my dance. Hey, that's something
Like
you
it's
feel
just
like I'm
good
tight.
music, you know what I'm saying? And you feel it, and it's cool. You need that to dance to, rock to. That's cool. 'Cause I'm not partying to. I'm not in the club partying to J. Cole role models
That's easy.
That's it. Yeah.
or
Let me say
Kendrick
something.
Lamar. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something. Well, Aziza jokes on jokes on jokes. October the 9th in Mason. And shout out to Aziza Jokes for like holding down her one woman night of comedy. Actually, she invited some incredible comedians,
That was a fun
female
Wasn't that
comedians with her.
funny?
Listen,
Yes.
outside of the event, right? Outside of the event, there's some street
Yeah.
performances going on outside of the venue.
That
Aziza
changed my life.
comes out, she assumes the hosting responsibility outside, grabs the microphone, she's coaching people through
For like an hour.
the cute shuffle,
We was looking for
all
people. We was
kinds of
looking for cute.
line dances
We was
and
like, well, the
everything,
mic is
man.
here, so
I was
let's
so
turn it
sore.
on.
And
I was so sorry.
Aziza decides to sea walk out there
Man,
in
I was
Mason.
killing her.
I was
I
like,
missed that
Aziza, I was
I think I was going by.
See,
I was
walking
like,
up
Aziza,
like,
you can't do that in the streets of Mason.
They was clowning at
It was dope.
Then I
man. It was
dusted my
such a dope
feet.
night. Yeah,
That was a fun
yes.
You killed it out there. It was dope.
Come out tonight, you can see some of that.
Gotta see Aziza
You
off the
gotta
cuff,
see
man.
it.
She's incredible.
Yes.
Incredibly funny. This woman does not
so
need
cool.
material. She comes out, man, like armed with a few
Huh.
jokes that she wasn't telling. And She just
Right.
like, forget the script, man.
This
She
is
just,
cool. And I did my homework, so I
That's
got
dope.
some material tonight.
Oh man, that's
Yes.
amazing.
So tonight, once again, y'all gotta come rock with us.
Yes, come
At
watch
the
me do my
Newton.
homework.
Friday night lights.
Friday
Friday
night
Night Lights.
It's going down.
We haven't-
Cosmic
Yay,
presents.
yay.
Yeah, we actually haven't hosted a Friday Night Lights since July 31st. So this is
Wow.
gonna be like homecoming.
Right?
Yeah, if you've never been to a homecoming, you definitely need to be at this one.
That's
Me
Like,
too.
this is it. This is it.
It's exciting.
For sure. So we just have to come back and hit y'all real quick, but y'all know what it is. We got to hit y'all with this wake up jam real quick for the top of this hour.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we gotta get it going.
Is
for
you
this
woke?
Friday.
Is you up?
This Friday we gotta get it going. So we gonna rock out once again with Netta Brio, that 3 times crazy.
Netta Brio, I
Off
love
that
you.
new
Yes,
5
Oh my,
yeah.
we gotta
EP.
get you into Arizona.
Yeah,
That's
we gotta get Netta Brio out
Yeah.
crazy. So there we go, man. We gonna get it rocking with y'all this morning. The wake up jam is 3 times crazy by Netta Brio off that 580 EP.
Tryna take you to the bed with me. You got me so off balance. Tell me how you manage to throw me out. Ooh, I'm falling, and I can't get
Boy, man, yeah, we got caught up. I'm on Periscope.
For
We
real.
live.
Saying what's up to all of our viewers watching us live.
Periscope
What's
was good.
up?
Good
Thanks for all
morning.
them
Good morning.
hearts.
Good morning.
Phoenix, man, y'all come out rock with us tonight at the Newton 300 West Camelback.
That's it.
Friday Night Lights.
Uh-huh.
Cosmic Cadence,
Chip.
man, right there presents Friday Night Lights is going down. It's gonna be a lot of
Yes.
great artists, a lot of talented people to network. and to just take a good vibe and energy from tonight, man. It's going down. We're keeping it live. Y'all see me rocking. I'm on the board. Y'all got me going.
Yes.
Man, we're keeping it live. I'm going to have to hold my phone.
Yeah, you gotta prop it up somewhere.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so we were talking a little bit about money management, and watching your finances, and how important that is. We talked about clubbing, people going out and spending. Hi from Maryland. What up, Maryland?
What's up, Maryland?
Back home, DC. What's
Uh-oh.
good?
What
DMV.
up?
What's
There
happening?
you go. So, from Kazakhstan, that's what.
Wow. What's up,
international.
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Awesome.
Hi.
Welcome.
I don't know if I pronounced it.
Yeah.
I apologize if I messed it up. GG, good luck. Triple G.
Ah.
Hey, they talking about Triple G should fight Floyd Mayweather. I don't think that should happen.
No.
He too. I think. It could go either way.
Okay.
I think Floyd could avoid a lot of those punches,
Mm.
but if he get hit with too many of them,
I want to see him
it's
fight.
gonna wear him down.
I want to see him fight. You know what happens with with sports, especially man nowadays. Like a lot of people dislike Floyd because Floyd is kind of caught up in the politics,
Yes.
more of the politics of the boxing game now,
Yeah.
where people avoid fighting the people that they should fight. Man, fight them, man. What difference do it make? That's one thing I respect about Oscar De La Hoya. I think we might have talked about that before, man. The Golden Boy wasn't ducking nobody. He's like, who you think I should fight? All right, I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah.
And even if he was gonna lose, it didn't matter. Get in the ring with the,
That's
you know what I
good.
mean?
Right.
With the competition, man.
I mean, this is your sport. It's what
Bang
you do.
it out, man.
Right? You don't turn down you're not supposed to turn down a fight, right?
Now in boxing it's different. You have a little
Yeah.
bit more control of who you gonna fight, who you're not gonna fight for
Okay.
whatever reason. Like in UFC, they don't let them turn down fights.
Hmm.
Somebody said Julio Cesar Chavez is GOAT.
The greatest of all time.
Man, much respect, man.
Yeah,
It's all about
respect.
perspective.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
about
respect.
Right,
It's all-
absolutely.
Respect to Julio. Respect.
Right, shout
I
out
don't know
to
if
Julio.
I don't know if I give him the GOAT, but that's that person probably has a reason. Ask him why.
They definitely got
yeah,
a reason.
why?
They definitely got a
Why,
reason.
why do they think he's the greatest of all time? He fought a lot of fights though, man. He
Huh.
Yeah, he did.
did. He wasn't ducking nobody either.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
Yes.
I'm right. He wasn't ducking
that I know.
nobody.
That I know.
Yeah, man. So it's different.
He ain't
different
duck
politics
King,
to it.
duck Cosmic though.
Right.
He ain't duck.
Cut the check.
So yeah, so that's always interesting. Triple G, yeah, that'd be interesting. I know Adrian Broner fell off hard.
Mm.
He took a couple losses. And
Yeah, that's how it happens, man.
Man.
So I understand that too. You know what I mean with regards to playing like the game and allowing the politics of boxing to kind of steer your career, because if you take that Buster Douglas, you know,
Yes.
from Mike Tyson, you know, or rather that Mike Tyson, you know, kind of a defeat from a Buster Douglas, man, that could damage your entire future. You
Yes,
know
it
what I mean,
can.
as a boxer, man. It didn't hinder Mike that much, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
These days.
It's
You mess around, be at Friday Night Lights trying to perform instead of boxing.
Right.
People chasing history. I put his arm around me when we out.
Exactly.
We hold hands.
He
We
opens
watch
doors for
movies
him.
and
Yeah,
he
you know what I
opens
mean?
doors and it's like
He always walk on my right
a
side.
gentleman should be a gentleman. He walks in front of me when we're going down the
Yeah.
stairs and behind me when we're going up. Like a gentleman should do these things. A lot of guys don't know these things, or some guys do these things unconsciously. You know, sometimes they just doing it. You know, I'm just trying to look out for the girl that I'm with. You know, or I'm hanging out with.
That's another tough thing too, man. Like understanding how to treat a woman, in this day and age, and then making those attempts or efforts to treat a woman like a woman, and
Yeah.
having women overreact or act out like I'm being weird, you know, for doing these things. It's like I'm respecting you as a woman. Like these are things that a man is supposed to do. Like you're in the presence of a grown man. That's how I just always think that's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird, the perspective of you know, I guess even how people should interact, man. You know, with the opposite sex. You know, these days it's weird, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start Netflix and chilling like everybody else.
Just take the easy
I'm
route.
gonna take the easy route like everybody else.
Man, I mean, because they're making it real easy. Unfortunately, ladies complaining why dudes do
$7 a month, man.
Why do y'all make it real easy? Like, so you can't, you know. But then, like I said, you can't. Like you said, we can't cry foul, because if you're leading someone on, you're not
You're
clearly
doing all the
defining.
boyfriend stuff. You're doing all the dating stuff.
If
man.
you're not
You
clearly
can't-
defining
or doing the
what y'all
girlfriend
have.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't complain. You cooking for the dude. The dude's, you know,
Ladies.
the dude's in your place. He's, you know what I mean? He's chilling on your couch or chilling in your bed and blah. And then you're like, but I want something more. It's like, nah, you already giving this dude all the benefits without
Yeah. So
requiring
he's like,
more.
why do we have to change?
Why do we gotta
things?
call it something?
Why do
It's
we have to
cool,
define this situation? Why can't it just be what it is? Why can't we just let
I
it
did
be?
have one of those situations, man, where a woman asked here in Arizona, man, she's like, so so we're not dating? And I'm like, nah. Like, what? Like, nah. She was like, oh, I thought like we were dating. And I'm like, you can't think that we're dating. We have to discuss that. Like, that's got to be, you know what I mean? But I can't cry foul because we were doing, you know, like weird stuff, man. So
Everybody
God,
just
weird
want to
stuff.
be loved, like Netta Brielle is singing right now. Everybody's looking for a little love. Y'all hear in the background. Man, it's interesting though how that happens. I mean, because it's, yeah, that's why I say, this is a post that Aziz asked me about. I say communication is not the key. Clear communication is the key.
Right.
Because you got to clearly define things and just, you know, let people know what stuff is, because people will assume, men and women, and it turns into a bad situation. Like, I saw the news last night.
Yeah.
It was real. Like, normally I'd be like, the news is like, you know, they talking about old ladies and a cat that had to get rescued out of a tree, or somebody that did something. It's just like fluff news. I'm like, this isn't really, not too much is happening. Last night, like the first 4 stories was all like shootings, and it was like relationship stuff.
Wow.
And then, like, unfortunately, once again, RIP to that whole family that lost their life earlier this week in Tempe, with the husband or the ex-husband that drove his whole family into the water.
Did
like,
he do that was purposely?
I saw the video. Like, they said it could, they're defining it as a murder-suicide.
Oh, wow.
Like, cause you see the video, he drives up.
It's unfortunate
gets out,
because that was like
looks
my
around.
thought. That was like my thought when I saw that. I was like, that's.
Yeah, he looks around and then
weird,
he gets back in the
bro.
car, and then I think it looked like he backed it in, like, or I don't know if he drove straight in, but it was weird. Like, he goes and drives up and maneuvers the car, and then just goes right in.
Wow.
And then it was last night, like, it was so funny on the news. And it's so funny, like, it was funny, kind of funny he was saying it, but it's just sad. Like, the news anchor was like, baby daddy drama. And I'm like, why doesn't he just say domestic violence, like, or domestic? He's like,
dispute,
he said like 3 times.
Wow.
And baby daddy drama, we'll be right back, comes back. Baby daddy drama. And what's that, channel 15, I believe. But so it's a father, ex, and a, you know, his ex-girl. The new boyfriend, they're going to go pick up the kid. I think it was the 1-year-old, and it was some argument over like a custody thing. And then all of a sudden they got to the argument. The baby father or the father goes back in the house, comes out with a gun and shoots the boyfriend.
Wow.
And I'm like, dang, like, that stuff is so. And then it was some other couple. It was just so much just violence. I'm like, damn, like, people are stressing out.
In the
like,
name of relationships too. Man.
yeah.
Yeah, emotions are a real thing, man. I learned that many years ago that you know, a person's emotional state, man, always has to be taken into consideration. Like, I think that we so flippantly treat a person emotionally, you know, these days, that we're just like, it's not a big deal because it's not a big deal to you.
Yeah,
and that's dangerous, man.
That's really dangerous.
Because you don't know what that person has been through. You don't know where those people are. So to say, oh, it's not that serious or it's not that big of a deal, like, that's crazy. You could obviously, you know, based on those news stories, man, you end up losing your life, man, or severely, you know, being injured or put in a position where you have to hurt a person, man, over, you know, not clearly defining where you guys are emotionally, man. That's it's dangerous, man. That's why I'm single. That's why I've been single for 4 years. No joke, man.
Y'all gotta be careful, man.
No joke.
So, man, once again, it's your boy Jay Jones, aka I See You Filming. Your morning grind. Support District Radio. Download the app.
Absolutely.
We're building with Cosmic Cadence, and we chilling, man, getting y'all ready, you know, for this Friday. And once again, come out tonight
To the new
Cosmic Cadence presents Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, 3rd Ave and Camelback. The Valley's premier mini concert event.
go.
We have some phenomenal talent lined up: vocalists, MCs, Eddie Ray's dancing, a band is coming, a heartfelt hello, and so many other individuals, man. Myself, I'll be doing some poetry, a few other very talented poets also, man. It's going to be a phenomenal show. This is not, you know, this is not your run-of-the-mill, you know, kind of an operation or an event. This is not an open mic. You know, it's literally a mini concert event where we bring out, you know, the most talented individuals that we can find here, and or some of the talented individuals that we find here in and around the area, man, and just have them put on a show, you know, showcase their talent, showcase their abilities, and showcase the arts the way that the arts and artists are supposed to be showcased, man. So this is about the artists. It's about bringing the community together in the name of having fun. and doing something amazing, man, with an amazing group of people, whether they're performing or whether they're just bringing that amazing energy into the building, man, in support of people getting on stage, man, sharing a deposit of their soul. So yeah, it's gonna be a dope show, man. You gotta be there. Doors open at 7:30. We're gonna rock out until about midnight or somewhere thereafter. It's a surprise, but I got a lot of great things lined up, man, for this evening. So it's gonna be it's gonna be not a completely different show. We'll kind of change up some things, for this show for this Friday Night Lights event, man. So some sponsorships and some other things happening, man. So it's gonna be a blast.
There we go. So y'all come out and rock with us tonight. Doors open at 7:30. It's going down. Keep on rocking with us, man, and tell everybody, download the app, support District Radio, iTunes, and Google Play. This is your morning grind. I am Jay Jones, aka CJ Filming. Support District Radio, my Radio Phoenix. Sometimes you can't tell some people that they're not the only one going through a certain thing.
Right.
And I get it, because you're in it, so you're going through it, so you feel like, but there's other stuff going on. This is a big world. Man. This is a big world.
And you're not the only person going through anything, or maybe even the same thing. So look, this is another thing too. That's a great point, Jay Jones. It just made me think. Find a support group, man, who may be dealing with the same things that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? There means there's no way that we can't find the things that we need right now. Google makes it so much possible. It's so much easier, right, to do anything, man. Find a support group.
Meetup, the app.
Meetup, all these things, man. So shout out to Meetup and Google. Cut the check. Yeah, we just cut a commercial for
for real.
You know what I mean? Free,
no
free
more free,
advertisement.
Randy. Y'all
Yeah.
them checks.
But seriously, man, try to find something bigger than yourself this holiday season to dump yourself into. Find a mission, a cause, and all that stuff, man, bigger than you. And that's a good way to kind of keep the depression down when you keep the focus off of your woe is me, kind of a state. And I'm not saying that what you're going through is not significant, it's not important. But a lot of times when we take the attention off of ourselves and we find that, you know what, it's not as bad as we thought it was, especially because, and not just because other people are going through it, but especially because we're now giving more of ourselves in the space of helping somebody else, man. And that typically makes us all feel good. Unless you're just a crabby, shitty person. You don't really like to help people.
Once again, it's Guard the Hope Blanket and Toy Drive. They're taking all donations now through Christmas. Drop off at Hooters, 75th Ave and Thomas, or here at the studio. Trinity Promotion Solutions, one-stop shop for everything.
Shout out to Trinity, man. Shout out to Amanda.
Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Jerry. Shout out to Chief. Shout out to everybody that's on Support This Radio, all the hosts, all the contributors, all the factors. Shout out to everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody working behind the scenes, man.
Like,
this is a.
We're gonna have a behind the scenes day because those people, something they don't really want. They don't want all the attention.
Yeah.
But y'all deserve the love. So
exactly.
Shout out to everybody.
I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Support District Radio, Trinity Promotion.
What you guys are doing in the community, man, is incredible. It's not just about this radio station. It's just about actually touching the community, man. It's beautiful.
Because I'm still new here, so I'm still learning the ropes. There's so much going on, and we just had a meeting and. Some of the stuff, the events we got coming up is big. Oh man, it's gonna be amazing.
Listen, a lot of the opportunities that I've got here in Arizona, I just want to say this publicly because I want to thank Amanda. A lot of the things that I've done here, a lot of like my first paid gig here in Arizona as a poet, and like a lot of the other things that I've done in the space of a year and a half performing just about, I've gotten because of her. You know what I mean? She's like thrown me so many opportunities because she appreciates my appreciation for the things and then my going and to take full advantage of those opportunities and to represent. So shout out to Amanda, shout out to Trinity Promotions Solutions, shout out to Jay Jones, I see you filming.
Man, I appreciate it.
Support District Radio Network, Chief, everybody, man. Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
We just like to show love. It's Support District Radio for a reason. We support each other. We support our fellow co-hosts and other shows. And
Jay Reed.
Man, shout out to Jay Reed. And it's another thing I like to say, I tell people we like to rock with real people that's doing real things.
Right.
So we don't need to have the celebrity names running through here all the time and all that. That'd be perfectly fine.
Right.
But we rock with real people that's doing real things.
Right.
That's what I like to say on our show. On Your Money Grind, that's how we do it. We try to rock with real people doing real things. I think that's the mentality of everybody around here. We're trying to get it in and keep it going.
Support is a big deal, man. Support is not always monetary. Since we already kind of had a discussion about money this morning, but support is not always monetary, man. I think that sometimes people think that they're like, oh, I can't, do this, or I can't like his posts, or I can't go out to his events because he's gonna think I'm gonna show up to want to buy his books, or he's gonna try to sell me a CD. You don't have to buy anything from me. You know what I mean? You don't have to buy anything from me, man. Support means that you showed up and you're just like, go for it. You know what I mean? So yeah, do you, man. Go Qosmic, go I See Your Filming, go Aziza, go. Yeah, just support, man. Sometimes it's just having a kind word to say to somebody, man. So I believe in you guys. Maybe you're going to a job that you hate this morning, but guess what?
For real.
We're gonna
be
all
right, man. It's gonna be all right.
Hey.
Man. So that's a funny thing. I could go off. We'll say that for another day.
Yeah.
About work, because I mean, I really be saying, and I post a lot of people don't believe it sometimes, but I really, when I hashtag I love my job, I really love my job. 'Cause I work in behavioral health.
Yeah,
I get to work
you're doing
with,
something amazing,
I
man.
get blessed to work with a lot of amazing kids, and we having an event. And I haven't mentioned it a lot. I posted a few times on my Instagram, but we actually were blessed to be able to get some of our kids together to put together a CD. So there's rap, there's poetry, there's singing, there's a couple musicians on there, and it's an amazing CD. It's an amazing project, and it's called Project Hope. And they're just telling their stories and some of the struggles they went through, just expressing themselves through music, which is a powerful thing and a great way, a great tool for therapy. And we're doing a release party for them. Making them the superstars. So we're doing the red carpet, pictures, autographs. They're gonna perform. It's gonna be amazing.
You guys are giving them not just an experience, you know what I mean? You guys are giving them something priceless that they'll always carry with them, and that's the experience of being able to, number one, get your gift out and to share your art, with other people is amazing. That you're condensing that into a project for them, though, that they can call their own and be really proud of is amazing too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So the
came
experience in
together.
itself
So
is crazy, man.
it took us like 2 months to do it, like from planning to finish, and it was amazing just that they was on it so quick, and it was so cool to see some of their expressions once we were setting up the studio equipment, because they had never, they record some on their phone maybe, or a YouTube video on a computer or something, so they never had that whole studio experience. So me and my guy, Larry Kemp, aka MC Sacred, he's a very, very solid artist out here in Arizona, man. And he's actually gonna be coming on the show soon. I gotta pull him in here. But he got a big project coming out, and he got his hands in everything. So shout out to MC Sacred. We put this together and we engineered it, man, and it was lovely. Shout out to my boy Young Gold for engineering and mastering the project, mixing it for us, man. It came out beautiful. The sound is lovely. It's high quality, and like it's a full 19-song CD.
Wow.
And it's solid, man. We got it up on our actually on our company website, and I'm gonna post the link. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram, and I'll post a link on our page on Facebook. But you can actually get the CD on our website, and it's just $10. Get it. It's an amazing CD, and it's worth every penny, if not more. So rock with us, man.
That's dope, man.
CFSS. It's CFSS. I put the address up. Yeah, man. It's Child and Family Support Services. That's the company I work for. Do behavioral health with, and it's amazing, man.
That work, the work that you're doing, man, with that company, number one.
When you all types are next to me, it's destiny. Can't you see that we was meant to be? Alliance society, cause the light is society. We high off life, take a hit of sobriety. Yeah.